Hello everyone. Welcome back for another session. Now we are gaining idea about the challenges faced by business and industry due to the changes in government policy. Or we can say it as the impact of government policy on business and industry due to liberalization, privatization and globalization. Let us begin. One of the challenges faced by the business and industry is increase in competition. As a result of changes in the rules and regulations, liberalization and entry of foreign firms to India, the competitions for Indian firms has increased especially in services industries like telecommunications, airlines, banking, insurance, etc., which were earlier in the public sector. Due to the entry of foreign companies in Indian market has increased the levels of competitions for Indian firms. See the images and let us question ourselves. Are we using Swadeshi products? Comparatively less, because foreign brands give tough competition to domestic products. So this is the challenge for our domestic and Indian companies. The second one is more demanding customers. Who are customers? Customers are the one who purchases the products. Now, customers are more aware and they keep maximum information of the market. As a result of which, now market is customer oriented. Now, products are produced keeping in mind the demands of the customers. Increased competitions in the market gives the customers wider choice in purchasing better quality of goods and services. Therefore, demands of customers are one of the challenges because customers must be treated as king. Now, the third challenge is rapidly changing technological environment. Well, increased competition forces the firms to develop new ways to survive and grow in the market. The large companies will be having sufficient funds to purchase the required machines, equipments or tools, etc., whereas small firms do not have that much of fund to purchase advanced technologies. We can agree with this. Rapid technological advancement has changed and improved the production process, as a result of which maximum production is possible at minimum cost. But it leads to tough challenges in front of small firms or companies. Let us move to the next one, that is the fourth one. Fourth challenge is necessity for change. The firm should go for a change in policies or procedures or strategies or any tricks to survive in the market, because now it's heavy competitions. So after the new industrial policy, the demand and supply for the product and services are changing at a very fast rate. According to the situations, it is necessary for the business firm to modify their policies and operations from time to time. The next one is the fifth challenge is need for developing human resources. Who are human resources? Human resources are the employees working in the organization. But how you can develop them? How you can develop human resources? You need to train them, as well as you need to identify their skills, as well as you should give them good salary. In this changing market conditions, firms require people or the employees with the higher competence and a greater commitment. This is the one of the challenges faced by business and industry after 1991. Hence, there is a need for developing human resources which could increase their efficiency as well as effectiveness. The next challenge is market orientation. Earlier, selling concept was famous in the market. Now, its place is taken by the marketing concept. Before, whatever the products were produced by the manufacturer were sold to customers, because customers had no options of selecting or to express their opinions, because customers had no option to demand for the product. They had to select whatever the products were produced by the manufacturer. But today, firms produce those goods and services which are required by the customers, because customers are treated as king now. Because as I told you in the previous points, customers are aware of all the informations and as well as all the rights. So, for knowing the requirements of customers, the firms has to do marketing research or educational advertising, as well as they have to go for surveys, etc. These strategies have become more significant now. So, because of LPG, that is liberalization, privatization and globalization, the firms has to analyze and they have to go for some researches, as well as they should give some extra services like after sales services. So, such services must be provided. So, these are the challenges are faced by business as well as industry to survive in the market after 1991, after LPG or after new industrial policy. Well, we'll move to the next. There is a last point, loss of budgetary support to the public sector. Let us understand the differences between private sector and public sector. So, private sectors are the sector which is owned and managed by private companies, only private companies. Whereas, public sectors are the sectors which are owned and managed by the government. Let us think about privatization now. What is privatization? Privatization is nothing but transfer of ownership from public sector to private companies, from government sector to private companies, because government felt that it was very difficult for the government to manage all the sectors. So what they thought is, after 1991 they gave or they transfer their ownership of from public sector to private companies. Well, after privatization, the budgetary support given by the government to the public sector is reducing. Thus, the public sector has to survive and grow by utilizing their own resources. Well, on the whole, the impact of government policy changes, particularly in respect of liberalization, privatization and globalization, has been positive. Indian enterprises have developed strategies and adopted business processes and also procedures to meet the challenges of competition. I hope this topic is clear. Thank you. Happy learning.